David Hinckley's column. That guy really has a real nasty way. He can't even get into the fun of me running for governor.
He's always backhanded.
Yeah.
Where you're concerned.
If any other idiot was running for governor from the radio, he'd be like, "Hey, this is fun. We haven't seen such a good political spoof in such a long time." And blah, blah, blah. No, you can't just write something nice. That's why I said I don't want to do any more interviews with him. Everyone was telling me, Gary's telling me, no, he's a good guy. I go, no, he's not.
That's what I always hear, that he's a nice guy.
Yeah. Well, I met him. He was a nice guy to my face. Didn't have anything negative to say. And he's honestly, okay, let's start counting the Howard Stern votes. Assuming he and his wife, Allison, can get to the polls someday, his show seems to run until... What is this? Assuming he and wife, Allison, could get to the polls some days, his show seemed to run until long after the polls would have closed. That's 2 votes. If Joey Buttafuoco is qualified, make it 3. Robin, John, and Gary, those are on his staff who live in New York, should go along. And on Tuesday night, Lynn Samuels said she'll vote for him because she's tired of Mario Cuomo masquerading as a liberal. We could be approaching double figures already. And he just seems so upset. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The main problem with the Stern governorship, in fact, would be a variation on the Rush Limbaugh problem. Rush isn't nearly as scary as all those listeners who don't understand that he's an entertainer. And Stern isn't nearly as dangerous as those party dude fans who think that because Howard hasn't had to grow up on the radio, neither do they. What the hell is he talking about?
Everybody in the media is responsible for everything.
Yep. Well, that's what real liberal guys think. They think that there's some sort of power there, that you can force people to act a certain way.
Mm-hmm. And that they wouldn't act this way without you.
Yeah, that I've ruined them. People are idiots. Basically, the masses are idiots, and they have to be saved. I don't know, the masses have been doing pretty good on their own, without any help from me.
You haven't been everywhere all the time, and the same people are always out there.
Yeah, well, you can't convince guys with stuff like that. You seem to know it, and I seem to know it, but that's about it. What's in the news, Robin?
Well, unfortunately, as governor, there's a lot for you to clean up, Howard.
Well, don't look for me to clean up too much, Robin.
Well,
I'm only going to do certain things.
Lots of crime.
Death penalty.
Here we were thinking that, 5th Avenue, Madison Avenue, pretty safe areas. Well, yesterday at the salon of Vera Wang.
Vera Wang?
Madison Avenue, designer.
Her name is Wang?
Yes.
Vera Wang?
Yes, her name is Vera Wang. She's the same woman who did the gown for Holly Hunter, that Oscar outfit she wore the other night.
Remember that girl?
She did Nancy Kerrigan's Olympic skating outfit.
Remember that girl, Vanessa Penis, and you told me you thought that was a funny name?
I don't remember that.
Vera Wang is funny, too. She did Holly Hunter's
gown for the Oscars, yes.
Holly Hunter? I hear she's naked in that movie, The Piano.
Yes.
Is she full frontal?
As I recall, I don't remember a lot of those scenes, but as I recall it, yes. And I told you Harvey Keitel took his pants off, too.
See his penis?
Yes.
Because Holly Hunter, man, she's like real muscular or something. Did you see that dress she was wearing?
I saw her arms. Her arms are very muscular, and she's not big-breasted.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
At all.
She looked kind of gross, didn't she, with that long hair?
Well, I said she must have forgotten to stop off at the hairdresser's.
Yeah, but I mean, even she had this little cut-off dress, and she was showing off these big muscular arms.
That's all you could see. There was nothing else.
Yeah, they almost looked like a monkey's arms. You know what I mean? They were real muscular. You know how a monkey gets muscular from swinging on a tree? It was way more muscular than any guy I know. With the big bony shoulders.
And the veins.
And the veins running down her biceps.
Yeah.
It's cover up.
Not the time to be wearing a sleeveless gown.
Yeah, and with the flat chest. Mr. Blackswell said that she didn't dress good. But he's a weird guy. I thought Gina Davis with that dress that ran down, you could see her ass.
Yes,
I thought that was sexy, but Mr. Blackwell goes, no, that wasn't good. And I'm going, well, yeah.
That was a fashion no-no.
I think if you're, a real horny guy like me, you think that's good. And if you're Mr. Blackwell.
Yeah, there are a lot of times that I see people bashing the outfits of some of these people. But if you've got a great body, anything you wear looks fine as far as I'm concerned.
He was saying Nancy Kerrigan's dress was awful, and I'm going, wait a second. It was this really sheer dress. Mm-hmm. In the middle, you could see a really flat, hard stomach. She had it she had a mosquito net around her stomach. And I don't know, Mr. Blackwell, you see him on TV, and he's like, oh, that's awful. You know who looked great? Glenn Close. And I'm like, wait a second. She was bald.
The best.
She forgot to put her hair on or something.
The best is when I see, here's a classic. Deborah Carr. She really...
Yeah, well, Deborah Carr's got to have something wrong with her. Because I was figuring it out. Like, first they show you all these film clips of how beautiful she is.
Yes.
With Burt Lancaster rolling around on the beach and stuff.
Absolutely. And when you see that shot of her in that dress dancing with Yul Brynner in The King and I...
She's beautiful.
Stacked.
So she comes out. I think she must be undergoing some kind of treatment or something because, I don't know, man. Because she's like 73?
Something like that.
I was thinking, like, my father and mother are like 70-something. And I mean, they don't look
that bad.
No, there's something going on there. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there is or isn't, but...
She couldn't even hold the Oscar. I think that was pretty good indication that something's wrong.
And she had, like, big blue glasses.
And who is it that advises you to have blue tint?
All old women get blue glasses. They all get tinted giant power frames. They get these huge glasses.
And what is the move to the red hair as you get older?
That's a bozo no-no. I don't know, man. It was just a weird thing. Goldie Hawn, Mr. Blackwell said Goldie Hawn looked pretty good. Like, he liked her.
Yeah, that was the slip dress.
But I don't know, man. Her chest looks awfully muscular.
She, again, had the that thing you get down the middle of your chest when you pump iron.
Yeah, she had like a bigger chest than... I wish I had a cleavage like that.
Well, it wasn't really cleavage because she doesn't have breasts.
Yeah, it's like
a big chest.
Yeah, that turns me off because I think of like her as a guy. But then Goldie Hawn turned around and showed her ass to the camera during those dancers. Those
right.
African dancers.
As you point out, even in the movies.
And she showed her ass. She's got a great ass.
And Marissa Tomei had the same kind of dress on.
Yeah, she's not good looking. I don't like her. I mean, I don't like the way she looks. I don't even think she's that good an actress.
You know who I thought looked the best?
Janet Jackson.
Well, she looked good. But I meant of
good.
the actresses.
With that white women hair. You see that? She's got like white women's hair. Robin says
it is white women's hair.
Yeah, Robin says
it's from a shop.
Robin says that's hair extension. I don't know. I don't know what that
Howard.
is. It's outrageous. I love that.
Show you where you get that white women's hair.
Really? I love that dark skin with the white women's hair. I love it. I love the whole look.
She's weaving and weaving.
Yeah, that's a weave. What do you do when you shower with all that white women's hair in your head?
You shower with it.
Who was the best looking white woman there, Robin?
I would say Sharon Stone.
No, you see, that Betty Boop hairdo. That's what Mr. Blackwell said. Classic beauty. And I'm like, ugh.
Well, at least she looked glamorous like a movie star. Yes, the hair was bad, but the dress was gorgeous.
No, I don't. It was. You know what it is? When she walks, her legs even look funny. Don't get a dress with a slit up like that. Just wear mini skirts. Your leg looks funny, poking through like that. It looks kind of weird.
Well, I thought she was the standout for me.
No, actually, Whitney Houston.
I didn't like what she had on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and besides that, Whitney's so phony. I can't stand to watch her.
Forget about her personality.
Oh, I hate her.
She is the world's worst. Those speeches, hey, baby.
And when she's like, oh, Bruce, you're so lucky you won an Oscar.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
No. Forget about the personality, the face and the body.
Well, again, there's a woman, but that's not her real hair.
The worst part of the Academy Awards was watching everybody take Rosie O'Donnell seriously as a big actress. That really upset me.
That necklace she had on looked like the things I put on my cat.
That was a cat necklace.
You know how I have little jewels for my cat?
And I hate when little kids win awards.
Yes.
With their big floppy hats so they can look like adults. Mr. Blackwell was really upset about that big hat that girl was wearing.
That little girl wear? And
I thought it was kind of cute, but Mr. Blackwell said that it was awful. That little kid should not wear adult hats.
Sure, traumatize her more.
Yeah, what a nice man. What a lovely, lovely man.
You're an evil child.
Yeah, don't you ever dress like that again.
Dare you.
Like she dressed herself.
And that guy Johnny Depp, he might have I don't know, he might need to be in a mental institution.
I think he's gotten a little too upset about all the adverse publicity from his club.
And what was with Neil Young? He had he was singing that song,
And his eyes were closed.
Yeah, I was almost, and he looked like an ape, like a Cro-Magnon man.
Definitely doesn't need a profile shot.
With those big pork chop sideburns. He looked like early man, but then they had like a candle burning.
Mm-hmm.
What was that all about? Like,
I
it was
think
a
they
candle.
left that over from the Janet Jackson set.
Is that right? You mean that was Janet Jackson's candle?
She had a whole bunch of candles.
Oh, I see.
I think they forgot it.
Oh, that makes sense. But Neil Young and then... you know what? I'm actually liking that Bruce Springsteen song.
The Bruce Springsteen song is a good song.
Yeah, it is pretty good. Philadelphia. I might actually...
But did you see him give his speech?
Yeah.
There's a guy that has no reason to be depressed.
And he's depressed.
Yeah.
He's all depressed.
I'm sick of these absolutely fabulously wealthy, talented people being depressed.
His work is getting up and playing a guitar. How bad can that be? Yeah, I don't know why he married that girl. That's a weird one. I can't figure out. He could have any piece of ass he wants in the world. And, he married her.
I think he missed little Steven.
Yeah.
And she sort of looks like him.
The one that I can't stand is this Tom Cruise's wife. She thinks she's so good. She thinks she's so important an actress. She's important because she's up there with him. She is so full of herself.
Did you notice, too, that they sent her out with someone else? She wouldn't come out with him.
Yeah,
she wants to be
a separate
in
identity.
Her own right.
Yeah, that's important. Yeah. My agent said I should go out in my own right.
Have Tom do something else tonight.
The big surprise of the Academy Awards was this Winona Ryder has some rack. She must have got breast implants. I checked
where
it up.
Did she get those?
She must have borrowed them from you. Then she must have taken the stuff you took off your chest and thrown it on. Is she always been that big?
She's a little girl. She never had that before.
Because my wife says, I said to her, that's a breast implant. She goes, you don't know that. I said, look at the size of that rack on that skinny frame. Where do you see something like that in human nature? Yeah,
what, did God put all the fat in just the right place?
The other guy that annoyed me was this Christian Slater. This guy comes out. They ask him to present an award, and he sits there. He laughs like a mental patient. He's like he's reading something. I don't know what it is. He's like,
yeah, he came out with Nicole Kidman, didn't he?
Yeah. He's like, it's like, dude, stand there and read it. What's so friggin' funny? I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Well, I don't see why he shouldn't be jovial.
You know what was weird to me too?
What's that noise?
What do you hear?
You don't hear a siren going off?
I like that noise. I can barely hear it. But then again, my hearing's shot from keeping the headphones up so loud.
Yeah, if you turned it down, you'd hear it.
What?
Oh, yeah.
I can barely hear you. What is that, Tom?
It's the building fire alarm.
Well, let's get out of here.
I have to evacuate the building.
Do we have to evacuate?
No.
No one even pays attention to the building fire alarm.
What does that mean,
finding
Tom?
out what the problem is.
You're finding out?
Yeah.
All right. What that alarm means is ignore it. Oh, good. Something for Tom to do. Oh, good. I'll look into it.
Don't you remember when we were in school, when you heard an alarm like that?
You did something.
You got up, you lined up, you walked out in an orderly fashion.
No, I guess because we're doing such important work, we have to risk our lives. And like stay here because there's a fire. No one could go down with the ship.
You can.
But
I'm bringing in the Melrose Larry tape.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll probably get to it tomorrow, Gary. I think you were right. I'm running out of time.
I just had a big fight with Scott about it.
Who cares?
Fire alarm going off again. I get scared.
Let's leave. We're much too important. Let Pete Fornatale sit here and die in the fire.
Well, since you brought up the Oscars, I was going to talk about the Vera Wang thing, but you led me off.
Right.
We might as well play the tape of Tom Hanks.
Again?
Tom was at the Elton John party. Elton threw a big party to raise money for AIDS.
Was he crying?
Research after the Oscars. So Tom Hanks came there, and he is like a gay person now.
Yeah. He is.
I think he's still stuck in that role.
There's a lot of guys now who act like gay guys. They're really, especially actors. I see it. They all want to, they want to be so politically correct.
And someone was explaining to me that early on, when they were first doing the publicity for Philadelphia, the gays got angry at Tom Hanks for some things that he said, or he wasn't politically correct enough for them or something.
Right.
So now he's gone way overboard.
Yeah.
And he's almost like a gay man.
Jay calls his wife my lover. Like, heterosexuals don't have to do. You could say call her your wife.
Your wife. That's a wife.
You don't have to call her your lover.
We already got names for what we do.
Gay guys are confused what to call their male friends, their
They're
special
still
partners.
Figuring everything out.
Their life mates. Their meat garage. Anyway, here's Tom Hanks.
I thought I was as enlightened, hip child of the 1970s as you would come across. But in all honesty, the grand equalizing experiences of meeting the people I have met, talking to the people that I have known, embracing the wonderful artists that I have embraced, and to watch my own personal list of people I have lost, our friends who are slowly vanishing and are slowly gone, as it grows longer and longer. I have experienced in macrocosm what I think the grander audience who has actually supported my movie, a grand equalized experience of what a tragedy this is.
I know what you mean. He's speaking very feminine.
Yeah, it's just, and then he gets lost in his
macrocosm,
trying to express
his sadness.
Audaciousness of, or the bigness of this disease and how horrible it is, So he starts with the macrocosm and the micro.
Yeah,
and
it gets a little confusing.
I have met, and he just doesn't know what to say anymore because he doesn't want to offend gay people.
I know. You got to seem real concerned. Like if you do a gay movie, it's not enough. You got to seem real concerned.
Yeah.
Hey Tom, it's a disease. It's out there. What are we going to do?
It's a part.
We're all trying for a cure.
I have experienced the macrocosm of what the grander audience. Now I'm lost. I don't know what else to say, but they went to see my movie.
What else does he have to say?
He continues.
We are losing people that could be curing cancer. We're losing people that could be bringing peace to our world. We could be losing neighbors who would look after our house.
We could be losing guys who would make really nifty jewelry, too.
Well, look at what's happened to Broadway. That's what I...
Broadway sucks since AIDS. It really does. That's no joke.
Should it catch on fire and we are not there? That's the nature of the loss as it comes down to more and more personal levels. And when I realize that there's crew members that I've worked with, there's authors that I've read, there's interviewers that I have spoken to that are now no longer here, I can only be saddened by the fact that I had this experience with them for a short period of time.
He's definitely making up with the gay community.
But I am emboldened by the fact that if me, the guy who I thought was enlightened as more so than the next guy, can receive an even bigger dose of understanding what it means to be a responsible American today.
That's a long sentence.
A good thing.
That's a long sentence. Good for you, Tom. Go ahead.
You see what he keeps saying? I thought I was enlightened, and now they have shown me that I knew nothing.
Yeah, I think that's like an apology for anything you might have previously said.
If I make any mistakes, just realize I'm a dummy.
I don't know what I'm doing. A lot of the old-timers at the Academy Awards didn't wear their AIDS ribbons.
I have to go back over the tape.
Check it out.
And look, because I don't remember noticing that.
Thing I noticed was a lot of the people who won for Schindler's List kind of sounded like Nazis. One of them was named Eva Braun.
Right.
Ewa Braun. And that was weird. I mean, not that she's a Nazi or anything, but they all had German accents. Did
when
you
they
notice?
called out those names, I thought this was an American film.
Goebbels. And then like everyone who got up and made acceptance speeches was like, I would like to thank Steven Spielberg.
Himmler.
No, but they all sounded like Nazis.
Yeah.
It was scary.
The entire crew was German.
Couldn't Americans work on Schindler's List, or did you have to be like a foreigner?
I guess Steven was trying to teach them all a lesson. So I said, look at what you did.
Not a bad idea, since they surveyed most Germans, and they said they still wouldn't like to live near Jews. They actually surveyed them.
It's pretty wild because I was reading something about the opening of Schindler's List in Germany. Now, of course, unfortunately, this is already preaching to the converted.
Right.
Because anybody, the neo-Nazis there are not going to go to see Schindler's List and become enlightened. It's the people who believe that they did something wrong who are running into the theaters and seeing Schindler's Lists, and they talk about how they come out shell-shocked.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the people going to see Schindler's List are Jews who go there to get tortured. They go there to actually suffer.
I have to say it's true because when I saw the movie, there was a woman sitting next to me.
She's probably concentration
camp. Very
victim.
old, and I'm pretty sure she was Jewish. And she made these like sighing noises and this huffing and puffing, and I felt so bad.
She wanted to let you know that
she was crying. But they would kill somebody, and she would go. Oh. And these, it was terrible.
Yeah, she had to give you a whole. Everyone there has to, give you a whole history.